The Chicago Bears have already had a crazy offseason so far, and we haven't even gotten to the combine. We signed offensive coordinator Shane Waldron and almost an entirely new offensive coaching staff, along with signing defensive coordinator Eric Washington to let Matt Eberflus focus on the overall team as a head coach. We also let go of veteran Eddie Jackson and Cody Whitehair. And oh yeah, we might be shopping the #1 overall pick. And from last year's #1 pick trade with the Carolina Panthers, which they swapped first last year, which ended up being Darnell Wright, we got a second, which ended up being Tyreek Stevenson, DJ Moore, and then this year's first, which ended up being the #1 again, and a 2025 second. All three players were starters, performed at a high level, and DJ Moore even had a career year with his first year with Justin Fields, which he was a Pro Bowl snub, by the way. Bears got 3 years worth of early picks, a few starters, and again, a top pick once again. And if I am Ryan Poles, I am aiming for the team that is an absolute mess right now. And who that is? The New York Giants. They're in cap trouble. They don't know what to do with Daniel Jones. And also they are paying players that are some of the best, but they can't afford anybody else. Giants have all their picks, a few young starters that we could take and have an immediate impact on this team. And not only that, but this year's first is worth even more, and we can even get a better haul. Because any rebuilding team is going to want Caleb Williams. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to this episode of Just Another Year Chicago. My name is Nick Brody, and as always, thank you for tuning in. Before I begin today's show, if you want the Chicago Bears to trade back that #1 overall pick and get a haul, make sure to hit the like button on this video so I know who's supporting it. Along with that, comment the trade back that you would want the Chicago Bears to do. And if you're just here and excited for this offseason and just want to have a good time, put bear down in the comment section below. And as always, please hit that subscribe button to stay up to date on all Chicago Bears news. I'm trying to hit 14,000 subscribers before the combine. I'm a little bit under 800 to go, so please help me out if you haven't already, because when I hit 14,000, I'm giving something away. And if I hit 1,000 likes on my last mock draft video and this one, every 1,000 like video, I'm going to be giving away something. So anyway, let's get into the news for today. The Giants have a projected $26 million in cap this upcoming offseason. They will likely pull a Denver Broncos move like Russell Wilson and let quarterback Daniel Jones go to eat the money this season, but save themselves for later, which unfortunately they got to eat $22 million. And they will likely rebuild. This is all in theory, by the way, guys. I don't know what they're doing, but that's how the cards are laid out for the Giants right now. And if they want to rebuild correctly, they're likely going to take a guy like Caleb Williams, a rookie on a contract, clear some cap for later in his contract, and also next year they'll be in a much better money position. But the Bears are going to get a bigger haul from the Giants if they trade back that #1 with them, and that's what I'm most excited about. And if I am Ryan Poles and the New York Giants are calling me and they want the #1, sure, I'll send it to them, but they're sending me back the #6, the #39, the #70, defensive tackle Dexter Lawrence, a 2025 first, and a 2026 second. So before I get more into Lawrence and why I want him to come to the Chicago Bears, let me give you a little bit of a breakdown for my reasoning. This pick at #1 has honestly never been higher in value. We have seen this market sending hauls for picks that have been worth way less. I mean, last year's pick was definitely not worth this much, and I think the Bears can do it again. This pick is worth a ton. You have at least 6 teams that are going to be calling the Chicago Bears to move up for that #1 pick to get Caleb Williams or Drake May, and that the Bears are going to be able to take their hauls. The farther the back they are, the more they're going to want. The Giants are in an awkward position because they are farther back than the Commanders and the Patriots, who also want to get Caleb Williams or Drake May, so they're going to have to send a lot. Not only that, but bringing in a guy like Caleb Williams does a ton for a franchise. Jerseys, merch, ticket sales, season ticket holders, whatever the team gives to him from a money perspective, they're going to get back instantly that first season. Again, some owners unfortunately just don't care about what the fans want on the field. They just want the money. I mean, money drives greed and greed drives the world, unfortunately, but that's just one case, and that it could be a situation that unfortunately the Giants are put in. And also, look what we sent to the Carolina Panthers for a non-generational type quarterback last year. We got a few more picks, and we get a top player under 27 years old, under contract too, I think, and also has an immediate impact on our defense. Speaking of that player, let's go into Dexter Lawrence and what he would bring to Chicago. The 6'4", 340-pound defensive tackle is under contract on a 4-year, $90 million contract. I know a lot of you guys are probably going, That's a lot of cash. I don't want that on our books. This is the best guy that it gets at this position. This past year for the Giants, he finished 9th in the Defensive Player of the Year voting because of 4.5 sacks, 21 quarterback hits, 53 total tackles, 7 tackles for loss, and 2 pass deflections. Again, a defensive tackle with stats like that, unbelievable. That's Aaron Donald type stats. He has crazy speed off the snap with a high motor to get to the backfield and great hands to get out of blocks to get to the backfield and just absolutely wreak havoc. I mean, not a lot of people can guard 6'4", 340 pounds of actually someone in good shape. He's only 26 years old right now. The next 4 years would put him at 30, but we've had plenty of defensive tackles that have gone to their 30s in the NFL that have been at their top level, and he's definitely playing that way, especially the last 2 seasons, being a Pro Bowler both times. He was the former 17th overall pick in the 2019 draft out of Clemson, performing well in the NFL, proving his worth. Again, a Pro Bowler for the last 2 seasons. Yes, a lot of money, but the league's best that it gets. And I'm sure the Bears can somehow find a way to restructure that contract. But I would do this trade as a blockbuster trade if it's possible. I think, yes, it does not allow us to get Marvin Harrison Jr. most likely, but there are tons of wide receivers in this draft, guys. And on top of it, I really think that if we get the top premier defensive tackle, this defense would be elite. Put your thoughts in the comment section below, though. I want to hear from you guys. But with that, thank you as always for doing this episode of Just Another Year Chicago. My name is Nick Rhodey, and as always, bear down, baby.